How you guys doing? Chris Ignato here, and you are watching Nature Now. This isn't exactly one of my nature documentary videos. This is more of a PSA video on something that Heather introduced me to, and I find it to be an invaluable item to have not only in your medicine cabinet or first aid kit, but it would be great to have in your go bag, whether it be for your family members or your other family members, our pets. And this item is called Yunnan Baiyao, an incredible hemostat. So, to give you a really good idea on how great Yunnan Baiyao can really be, I'm going to have Heather tell you a little bit of a story about her dog Sydney and how this has been a really big help.
Thanks,
Go ahead.
Chris.
You're welcome.
So Sydney was diagnosed with terminal cancer the day after Easter. It was a very bleak prognosis. The vet thought maybe she had just a matter of days to live. She did wonderful up until around Christmas time, when I noticed a little bit of blood in her urine, which turned into more and more blood. Obviously, I made an appointment right away with my vet to get her checked out. Blood in urine could be something as simple as a urinary tract infection, or in Sydney's case, I kind of feared that maybe the cancer spread to her bladder. Maybe you never know.
Right.
So she was treated for a UTI with 3 different antibiotics. Those didn't work. We finally did an ultrasound and found a bleeding mass next to her left kidney. So that was the source of the blood I had been seeing in her urine.
Yeah, and it got pretty scary at points, didn't it?
Yeah, I have pictures of it. Some look not that bad and others are just shocking. And
yeah, we'll show you the pictures right here, but be warned, it can be a little bit traumatic.
yeah, it was bad. So I knew about this for months. I've used it in the past. The holistic vet was always very supportive of me having this on hand. You can't have enough of this. If you have some money to spend on something you could possibly need in an emergency, this would be my #1 thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So needless to say, our pets are family members, as they are for most of you also, right? This was a really emotional point in our lives, and you're just doing anything you can to have your animal without having them live their life throughout too much pain. So then what happened?
Yeah, her urine was getting bloodier and bloodier. Again, the vet said, she's not suffering. Obviously, you know her best. And I'm like, yeah, she's doing great. She loves her walk. She barks like a maniac at the mailman. It's not time.
Right.
He said, there are some medications we can try, but I'm not that hopeful, and they could even backfire. So we put her on one medication, which helped, kind of. But then I knew about this, and I'm like, it's time to start this.
Yeah.
I started giving this to her twice a day. It comes with capsules. I should show you to explain this. It comes in a pack like this. There's 16 capsules in these little pockets here. And then in the very middle, you can barely see it, but it is there. In the very middle, there's a tiny emergency pill. It's red, it's very small. If you ever use this, be careful when you go for that emergency pill because it is so small. To get Sydney's bleeding to stop, I had to use the yellow capsules, which are meant for kind of like a maintenance dose. And I had to use red pills. The one day it was so bad, I used two yellow capsules in the morning with a red pill. Another red a couple hours later, and then 2 more yellow capsules at night. And her bleeding went from being very severe to looking very, very hopeful within 12 hours.
Yeah, the results were pretty much miraculous.
Yeah.
I mean, Heather sent me some pictures. She's concerned, even though she's very savvy when it comes to animal medicine and stuff. She's qualified. When I got these pictures, I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, I don't want to tell her that, but I'm just like, this doesn't look good. And to see how well this helped when nothing else was really helping was just amazing.
Yeah.
So we highly recommend using, having YB on hand for, any kind of bleeding incident, whether it be internal or external. And we'll talk about that right now. You can use this for humans or animals. It's really good. You know, always, of course, we always encourage you to research a ton before you do anything. We're not telling you what to do. We're not telling you what to eat or what to do medicine-wise. You have to do your own research and cross-reference everything.
And consult your vet. We're not saying, you know, be your own vet at home. Obviously, if your animal has a problem, you need to know the origin of it. Like, why is your animal bleeding? That's very important. I knew about this because it's very popular in dogs that have a cancer called hemangiosarcoma, which is very serious, and a dog can just collapse and bleed to death within minutes. So that's why I knew about this, and I knew how to use it.
Right.
It can be hard on the liver. Keep that in mind, so you might want to support the liver if you're doing this.
How can we do that? Maybe some milk thistle?
With Sydney, I give her milk thistle. So you might want to get, you know, blood work now and then just to make sure. But it's up to you. We're not giving you medical advice. I'm just telling you what worked for me and Sydney.
Yeah, and you know, with the stuff I'm into, you know, camping and survival and things like that, you can get a significant cut where blood is just coming out, is ruining your clothes. You can actually take the YB. Now, of course, it might come in capsule form, but you can also get it in a powdered form in these little bottles. And what you might do is apply it topically or just sprinkle it over the wound. Or, of course, you could take it orally for internal bleeding and things like that. Now keep in mind, not only is YB an amazing hemostatic agent, it's also got a wonderful variety of other medicinal uses, which we'll try to list on the screen towards the end of this video.
Oh, now that you mention that, I have a friend that gets bad nosebleeds, and she actually opened up one of these capsules in here and put a little bit up her nose, and it stopped pretty quick, which, you know, she gets real bad nosebleeds.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing. Also consider the nature of, you know, the bleed. If, you know, for Sydney, I give it orally since, you know, it's next to her bladder, but if, say, a dog or a person's vomiting blood, you don't want to be giving that orally because they'll just vomit that back up. So rectally is an option. I know people give the red emergency pill in the middle here rectally. I'm not sure about the capsules, so you'd have to look into that. I've never had to do that. Sydney's bleeding stops very quickly with just the oral capsules and then the emergency pill.
Wow, that's some good information. Yeah, so again, you know, this works really great for humans. That's how it started. Some people actually say that that's one of the reasons why we couldn't really win the Vietnam War. They had access to YB and were administering it to all those wounds and things that they were getting, including some of their infections and stuff. And they were even using it for bullet wounds. Amazing, amazing. I highly recommend everybody have this in their first aid kit, their go bags, their survival kits, their you know, family first aid kits for their pets and each other. I just love this stuff, and it works really, really well.
Yeah, for sure. You'll see the pictures. It's pretty miraculous when it's done for my dog. So, yeah, my vet was on board with me using this stuff. I sent him some articles on it. He knew a little bit about it already. And, you know, he knows there's not many options left for Sydney. Like I said before, he's mentioned some medications, but he wasn't hopeful about them. And, you know, this is proof that this works for her, so why not keep using it?
So vets should know about this. What about holistic vets?
Yeah,
of course
any holistic vet will have it. Like I said, I've heard of them charging $50 for one box of 16 capsules with an emergency pill, which seems crazy to me because if your animal's bleeding a lot, you could be going through multiple emergency pills per day, and there's only one emergency pill in the box.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that makes it really hard purchasing it because you never know how much you are going to need. So keep in mind there's only one emergency pill per box. The rest is used for maintenance.
Wow, so, and you paid how much for this stuff? I mean, you generally pay like what?
Under $10 per box. Sometimes they make you buy 5 boxes, but that's not bad compared to $50 per box.
Yeah, don't ever pay $50. If a vet or something is asking $50 for this, one, they're taking advantage of you, and that's really, in our opinion, that's just heartless. And two, you can get this stuff online at a cheaper price. Of course, you have to wait a few days for it to show up at your house. That's where they get you.
Or they have them at local Asian markets often. It'll often say 3 words. This last word that starts with a J, that just means capsule.
Jiao Neng?
Yeah, good job. So that means capsule. If it'll either say that J word or it'll say capsule. It's the exact same thing.
Okay, so that's cool. But I'll actually try to include a couple of links to places where you can get this stuff online, just to make it a little easier for you. So be sure to check in the description below before you stop watching this video. So thanks a lot, Heather. I think that's it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
Please look into this stuff. Great for survival, for camping, just all-around first aid, for humans, for pets. Get yourself some Yunnan Baiyao. Or YB, keep it around, an incredible product. I can't say enough good things about it, and of course neither can Heather or Sydney.
Yeah, and it has a long shelf life, that's worth mentioning too. I just bought this, it's 2019 now, it expires in 2023, so
beautiful.
We have a while.
Great. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'm Chris Ignato.
And Heather.
Signing out. Thanks a lot for watching, and remember, if you like this video, be sure to check out this video over here that YouTube has selected specifically for you based on your watch time. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, but you gotta click the bell icon, because if you don't, YouTube will never let you know when a new video of mine comes out. And remember, passion inspires spirit. Chris Ignato, signing out.